Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing some of my favorite classy, sophisticated, everyday fragrances for fall. This is really the perfect rotation for the season, some old and new favorites here. And I'm actually going to start with a new addition to my collection. This is called Sugar Addict. It's from the brand Born to Stand Out, now available at Twisted Lily, so you can try the samples, discover more about them. This is called a fragrance sweetener, but I think it stands alone as a really nice fragrance to wear for the day. Or you can layer this with other fragrances from the brand, other fragrances that you love. It's described as a gourmand skin scent. Keynotes include cocoa, cinnamon, vanilla, rich rum, creamy cashmere woods, a little spicy, a little boozy, a little fruity, but still light enough in my opinion to be worn on a daily basis. I swear I smelled cherry in there somewhere. Definitely sweetness, a little cocoa, a little vanilla, warm, cozy. As it dries down, it is definitely a softer skin fragrance. Doesn't have a ton of projection. It's definitely not cloying. It's not too sweet. Because of the notes, you probably could wear this for an evening, for a date night. If you were going to be packed into a small restaurant, I think a fragrance like this would still be appropriate because it sits a little bit closer to the skin. Very romantic, sensual. But it's soft. I like that they call it a fragrance sweetener. It's something a little bit different, but it does sort of make you feel like maybe this isn't complete on its own when it absolutely is. I think this would be the perfect easy grab and go for the gourmand lover who likes sugary fragrances. And then in addition to wearing it on its own, you can also layer this with other things. Like if you have a fragrance that's maybe a little bit too woody, a little bit too masculine, maybe there's a fragrance that you love that is missing that hint of sweetness. This would be perfect and most likely would complement it really well because a lot of those types of fragrances also have vanilla. It has the cashmere woods. As long as you pair it with something that has matching notes, I think you would be fine. I know we've talked about it before, but it is very rare that I actually commit to a fragrance combination. I don't like to overthink it too much. For the most part, I'm just wearing one fragrance or I'm grabbing one thing, spritzing it on, and I'm getting out the door. I'm not putting too much effort into coming up with some sort of concoction. I see myself wearing this alone more than anything else. It is truly a beautiful, sugary gourmand fragrance. If you're curious to learn more about the brand, not only do they have samples and the fragrances where you can read about them, but they also have these really cute discovery sets. This is the Dirty and Sticky discovery set and Dark and Drunk. The names are pretty interesting. The only other fragrance I'm familiar with is Indecent Cherry. I think that's one of their most popular. I'm really curious to try the maple fragrance. I think it would be too much for me to go through these today, but let me know if you'd like to see a dedicated video to Born to Stand Out. We can go through these sets together and I can share my first impressions with you. Next, we have Amber Vanilla from the Seven Virtues, one of my favorite new launches of the year. This is the perfect everyday fall fragrance. A little sweet, a little cozy, a little woody, but not too heavy, definitely still daytime appropriate. It also has bergamot, sweet santal. So it gives you a little zing right away, but it's just so comforting. It's almost like a familiar hug, a hugging a friend. Especially if anyone loves amber and vanilla, I can almost guarantee with 100% certainty you're going to love this fragrance. I know I shared during my best and worst fragrances so far video that I had introduced a friend to this fragrance. I gifted her a travel spray and she said to me later on that she typically doesn't love vanilla fragrances. She likes more fresh, clean, like citrusy type of fragrances and she absolutely loves this. It's an easy fragrance to love. There's something a little bit simple about it. It's not overly complex. It doesn't smell like a crazy crafted niche fragrance, but it's just so elegant. You know you're going to smell really pleasant. A no-brainer, easy grab and go. I cannot wait to get more use out of this year. If you love fruity floral fragrances, but you want something that doesn't scream spring summer, you want something fall appropriate, Apple Love from Ellis Brooklyn is the perfect choice for you. This is my favorite, well, one of my favorite fragrances from Ellis Brooklyn. Now I really like Miami Nectar as well. This was one of my favorite launches from last year. It's a standout. It's so pretty. It has apple, peach, vanilla. Reminds me a little bit of a Bath & Body Works body spray, but an elevated, more sophisticated version. Very different from Amber Vanilla, but similar in that I think they're both just so easy to love. These are going to be crowd pleaser fragrances that you don't have to overthink it. It's not really going to matter what you're wearing, what you're doing for the day. You can just grab this and spritz it anytime, get out the door, you're gonna smell incredible. When I smell Apple Love, it reminds me of being in Pennsylvania during the fall, going to the farmer's market with fresh fruit all around, cornfields, pumpkin patches, apple orchards, that sort of thing, rolling hills. The leaves are turning brown. It's a little sweet, a little adventurous, playful, and just a very nostalgic fragrance for me. This is for the princess of the pumpkin patch, Apple Love. Fall in a bottle, honestly. Even though berries are technically a summer fruit, when I smell berries in fragrance, I always think fall. There's something about it. Hermes Barenia has miracle berries, but it also has a lot of woody notes, a woody accord. So it makes it smell a little bit more elegant, more grounded. This is an incredible fall signature scent. My favorite fragrance from Hermes, one of the best launches of 2024. This is such a beautiful fragrance, and I really feel like this has that it factor. Definitely leans daytime. I could see myself wearing this on a daily basis, but it's giving rich Pilates mom carrying her Birkin bag, afternoon pickup in the Range Rover, just very bougie, but also has a warmth and a welcoming, inviting feel. It has that coziness that almost feels like a hug. It's like hugging your rich mom. I would go so far as to say this is one of the best designer fragrances in 2024 because it's new, it's fresh, it smells very modern. It's so feminine, it's so chic. It smells timeless, effortless. Like, this is how I want to smell on a daily basis. It's not over the top, you're not trying too hard, it's just effortlessly cool, which plays into the casual vibe. I don't think you have to be really dressed up to wear this. The fragrance is sort of the dressed up accessory. This is like a pair of fancy earrings, a beautiful bracelet, a beautiful necklace, high heels, the designer it bag. The fragrance itself is so elevated that you're gonna look put together just by wearing the fragrance. If J'adore is your favorite Dior fragrance, if beige is your favorite Chanel fragrance, if that's sort of your fragrance style, I think you will love Barenia. Another one of my favorite sweet woody fragrances that is also so sophisticated, so feminine is La Perla Luminous. This is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and what's sort of funny about La Perla Luminous is that it's not overly sexy or overly fruity or super gourmand. There's something about it that is almost a little bit expected. It's not a heavy hitter, showstopper, head-turning type of fragrance, and yet to me, it's one of the best things I've ever smelled. It has that simplicity factor that's like, wow. It's so interesting smelling them back to back because in my mind, they are from a similar family or they live in the same neighborhood, but La Perla Luminous and Barenia are very different. I would say Luminous is a little bit sweeter. It's a little musky, a little powdery, a little bit like vintage, getting ready in a silk robe, doing your makeup for the day, your hair is pinned up, and you're just gonna do a light spritz of fragrance. This is the fragrance that comes to mind. You don't smell like cupcake, you don't smell like intense fragrance or bouquet like you rolled around in flowers. You just smell like clean, fresh, feminine skin. These are two of my favorite lesser-known designer fragrances that I think would be perfect for fall. Black Tie from Celine and Loewe 001 Woman. But Black Tie is my favorite Celine fragrance. It smells like vanilla, a little bit like root beer. It has a smooth, woody dry down in the base. It is incredibly elegant, very chic. Even though it's called Black Tie, I think it's light enough that this could be a daytime fragrance. I think you could also wear this for the evening, but it's not an exclusively evening, weekend, getting dressed up, black tie event fragrance. I actually think it's sort of ironic that it's called Black Tie. I think this is the perfect everyday signature scent. It's a little bit spicy, but in a root beer spicy type of way. It's not too heavy at all. It has that smooth white orris butter. A little powdery, a little musky, so sophisticated. This is another one of those effortlessly chic fragrances. I would say if you like Spiritueuse Double Vanille from Guerlain, that is definitely like a heavy hitter, moody, deep vanilla. This is almost the daytime equivalent. Loewe Woman 001 is a bit more intense, a bit woodier than Black Tie. I would put this in the same category as Hermes Barenia, La Perla Luminous. If you like those two fragrances, you'll probably really like this as well. And I picked up the Eau de Parfum, which is a bit more intense. This could actually be an evening fragrance, but I sort of see myself wearing this daytime. It's so smooth and creamy sandalwood. If you love a creamy sandalwood fragrance, you will absolutely love this. It's a classic. This is a timeless scent. It's not trendy. It's not gonna go in and out of style. I feel like this is truly the perfect feminine fragrance from Loewe. They did it. A little romantic, but still a casual daytime fragrance. Smells like a warm, cozy cashmere sweater. Perfect for fall, winter. Another great cozy casual fragrance that just smells familiar like a longtime friend is Juliette Hazegun Ode to Dullness. I hate the name. It's maybe a bit simple, a bit casual. That's where the name comes from. It's paying homage to the beauty of simplicity, the beauty of dullness. I don't typically love clean sheets, clean laundry type of fragrances, but this reminds me of fresh laundry, or the lingering scent of fresh laundry after it's been sitting in your room for a while, or maybe that cozy cardigan or flannel that you wear regularly and it just sort of smells like you. That's what this fragrance reminds me of. Definitely casual, signature scent worthy, but it has like a warmth to it. Just reminds me of fall. It reminds me of a cozy cardigan or flannel. It smells like clean sheets or clean bedding. You know that cozy feeling when you get into bed at the end of a long day? Maybe you've been out in the cold weather. You get into bed and everything just feels so warm and like relaxed. You can finally relax for the day. That's what this smells like. If you don't like gourmands, you don't like florals, you don't like anything overly sweet, you just want to smell really nice, maybe a little musky, a little clean, this is the perfect fragrance. Not over the top, easy to wear every single day. Now this is the elevated cozy cashmere sweater and longtime fall favorite from Mise en Cire. It's called Très Cher. Sweet sandalwood. It's a little bit lighter and fluffier than the Loewe Woman. Both are very woody, sophisticated, feminine, elegant. It's interesting smelling these back to back because in my mind they're all so similar and belong in the same category, which is why they're in this video, but they are so different. Très Cher has a little bit more of a light, fluffy sweetness, maybe a little burst of citrus in there right away. Smells like a romantic night in, cozy on the couch with a loved one, and yet it's not overly deep and moody, which is why I would still consider this to be a daytime fragrance. I think it could be both. Très Cher could really be daytime, evening, just anytime, but it is cold weather appropriate, so fall, winter, definitely. It's just so beautiful. I want to say there's maybe a little vanilla, little musk in here as well. If you like La Perla Luminous, if you like Loewe Woman, if you like Ode to Dullness, I think you will also really like this one, but they're all different. Similar, but not the same. If I remember correctly, this fragrance was inspired by the exchange of love letters, and that's sort of the mood that this fragrance evokes. It's a little bit romantic, very feminine, a little bit princessy. This would make an incredible signature scent for fall winter. And then last but certainly not least is Jardin de Misva from Une Nuit Nomade. This is one of my favorite niche fragrances. It's so incredible. I'm not sure I would really put a season on this fragrance, but it just feels a little bit like fall, maybe because it has the rose. This is like a candied rose. Definitely on the sweeter side, sweeter than any of the fragrances we've smelled recently. Rose, vanilla, musk, sugary notes. Very romantic, very feminine. A nice fall floral fragrance. I thought about including Tom Ford Rose Prick, which is another one of my favorites. I'm not sure I would say that's a great everyday fragrance. This would be a great daytime event. So if you're getting dressed up but going somewhere during the day, maybe you're meeting friends for brunch, some sort of get together, birthday, when you want to make a statement, make a good impression, you want people to notice you when you walk in the room, but it's still sunny outside, I think this is a great fragrance choice. It smells very expensive, definitely niche luxury. This is a fragrance that I'm getting dressed up for. And that completes my list of sophisticated everyday fall fragrances. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I want to hear your list of everyday fall favorites. Do you have that one go-to fragrance that you are just counting down the seconds until the weather changes and the leaves start falling so you can grab it? Whatever it is, drop it in the comment section. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be tagged directly to this video. That way you can shop directly through YouTube if that's more convenient for you. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.